Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing this word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. Now let's go into these garbage pickers here, IUIC. You know, here it is. They walk around doing this community shit, calling the apostle elders and the brothers of GMS bums, and likewise the affiliates, the true sincere men that do follow along and listen and keep the 100% truth. You know, they be calling us bums, right? But let's see this community building and all this. This shows you where their mind is at, okay? Let's get into this. I took off the sound, you know how they get down. It's a community building. Get the fuck out of here, man. We weren't sent to pick up garbage. We were sent to speak on to the children, the house of Israel, man. You know, this ain't edifying. This, you know, these guys more concerned about, you know, debating and looking good in front of the camera. You know what I mean? They're not concerned about Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. They're more concerned about debating and money. You know, you see it, picking up garbage and whatnot. This is what they call community building and whatnot. So let's get into something real quick. It's, you know, I labeled it community service, community building, picking up garbage, marching, etc. That's not what the Lord sent us to do, man. This is why it tells us in Jeremiah chapter 7. Let's get it real quick. I don't want to make this a long lesson, but, you know, Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 17. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? Okay? And this was going into, you know, them going on to other gods, right? What we're doing out here, what the Lord commanded us to do is what? Let's go into something real quick. Ezekiel chapter 3, starting from verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So you see, these guys are more concerned about, you know, the people of the world than actual, you know, the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because all that community building, picking up garbage, all that shit there is of the world. The Lord never instructed us to go pick up garbage, okay? The Lord instructed us to go speak unto the house of Israel, to the children, Ban, the sons. So you see, as they were back in the day, building onto another God, right? This is the same thing they're doing right now. He's not building onto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's building onto JC, Jesus Christ, okay? He hardly even says the name Yahweh Yahushai. He hates those names. He even makes fun and says you could call the name Yoplait yogurt, right? So back then, the same incentive, what they're doing in the streets of Jerusalem, the cities and the streets, is the very same thing they're doing now. Stop incorporating, stop mixing the society that is at hand with the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yahushai don't want this place. He don't care about this place. Why the fuck you picking up garbage? You trying to look good for these people? You know? So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was good in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. And this is what we're doing. You know, that's why they dub us Bumalites and all this stuff. Hey, we're keeping, you know, we're keeping to the word, man. We're keeping to the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're keeping to his instructions. We're keeping to his commandment, okay? But what are you guys doing? You guys trying to steady mix the world with this word because of money, okay? They have nothing to do with us building onto our power, man. Let's get some real quick. You know what? Let me see in the NLT what it says here. Ezra chapter 4. Ezra 4:1. The enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the exiles were rebuilding the temple to Yahweh, the power of Israel. So they approached Zerubbabel and the leaders and said, Let us build with you, for we worship your God just as as you do. We have sacrificed to him ever since King I always pronounce this wrong, Ashhadad of Assyria brought us here. Remember, there was a time where after, what's his name? Rehoboam and Jeroboam, where our people were kicked out of the land, right? Because Jeroboam made everybody a priest, kicked the Leviticus priests out of their refuge, and they had to take refuge with Benjamin and leave Benjamin and Judah, right? And then what happened? The Lord kicked us out of that land, put heathens in there, and then the lions started attacking them. Okay, so anyways, and hey, remember the time of John Hyrcanus. So a lot of these, people were brought up to think that they were, the people of the Lord, but really they were not. Okay, just like us being in captivity and us being brought up to serve the Jebus. Okay, that's not our power. That's not our God. Just like Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not these heathens' power, right? He doesn't want them. He doesn't care about them. We alone are building onto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? So this community building thing that, what's his name? Sorry, Slakia. What's his name here? Nate wants his men to do, go out in the community and fucking pick up garbage and we community build and all this shit. The Lord don't want us to do this crap, man. The fuck is this? Joining hand in hand with this society, man. I understand it, spring cleaning and whatnot, but hey, man, we're more to be concerned about the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and what we're supposed to be doing onto Yahweh Shem Yahushai than fucking spring cleaning. Come on, man. Ezra chapter 4 and verse 3, but Zerubbabel and Joshua and the other leaders of Israel replied, you may have no part in this work. We alone will build the temple of our power, we alone will build the temple for Yahweh, the power of Israel, just as King Cyrus of Persia commanded us. Okay? Main point, you have nothing to do with us building on to the kingdom of heaven. So what the hell you doing this community building? Those things of the world, man. Those things of the common folk. All right? What we're supposed to be doing right now is serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, looking forward for the kingdom. It says, put the kingdom of heaven first, man. All these things shall be added on to you. But you guys, you don't even have the name right. Okay? You didn't have the fucking name right. And this is examples that you want to set for young men. Yeah, I understand it looks, all nice and shit, but do that in your own garden. Do that in your own yard, man. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son. Slakia. Spareth his own son that serveth him. Okay? Main point, they that fear Yahweh spake often one to another. Okay? And Salakia, before him that feared him and thought upon his name. Yeah, they don't even mention the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, they're more into this community building and bullshit. Hey, we're supposed to be praising Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's supposed to be our conversation of the day. Prophecy, praising Yahweh Shem Yahushai, looking for the kingdom to come. Not trying to clean up this mess here. The Lord is going to clean up this mess with fire. Okay. So going back into that, then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And what were we speaking? We were speaking out the words of the scriptures, right? We weren't speaking our own mind, our own thing. The Lord said, give him no rest till he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Not fucking go out there and clean up this place and try to make it look nice. Oh, look, it's the Hebrew Israelites. We did this. You got your congregation in the wrong mindset. Yep. You're out there fucking, Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. First thing Apostle Elder Tahar always says, prophesy, prophesy, prophesy. You men out there, you guys that listen to GMS, leaders in these different camps, right, of GMS, prophesy, 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 right? And this is exactly, what the brothers do. Every week, you hear a video. Sometimes the video is directed to Israel. Sometimes it's directed to different leaders, casting people off, making them error, right? And at least within that week, you're going to hear at least 2 or 3 videos which contain prophecy or more, okay? And usually, the MOTB is the main topic, right? That always comes up. The downfall of Esau, the downfall of America. Damn near all of our, damn near all of our videos, man. Because even as I'm making this video, I'm telling you, hey, the downfall of America is right there, man. The Lord's going to kick them out of that position, okay? Because they don't fear. But the main point here, blessed is he that readeth, they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Keep those things which are written therein. We're out there fucking picking up garbage. We're out here prophesying. We're out here trying to, be found without spot and blemish onto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're not concerned about this fucking society and picking up garbage. So it shows you where the leadership of IUIC's mindset is at. Trying to appeal to men, try to appeal to the earth, try to appeal to the common man, try to look good before them. And who knows, that's probably part of the 501c3, okay? So let's go into something, Romans, yep. Make your body a living sacrifice to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not this man. Romans chapter 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. What, to go out there and pick up garbage? No, unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that in that day you may be found without spot and blemish, right? A living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, which is your reasonable service. Not that fucking community service, picking up garbage and building up the community and shit. That's why I said you could see where the fucking mindset of these fucking ignorant asses is, man. And then they got the gall to talk about GMS don't have the 100% truth. They're bums, this and that, and so on and so forth. Reckless. Continuing, and be not conformed to this world. That's the thing. Be not conformed to this world. Those are the things of this world, man. Like I said, I can understand you want to clean up, your backyard, the side of your house, thing and thing, right? You got a big congregation, you got a church, clean up that. I understand that. Cool. Great. Get their sons out there. Get them doing some work. Great. I understand that. But really? Anyways, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? Not through fucking picking up garbage and everything there. Nah. Hit and miss. Once again. By doing the work, the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Judges 5 and 11, rehearsing the righteous acts. Serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to the best of your ability, man. The ability that he's given unto you, right? Not going out there and picking up fucking garbage. This is some bullshit stuff that this guy's doing, man. Yeah, let me get that in the NLT. What is it, 7 and 17, right? This guy sometimes, make you get pissed, pissed off. Jeremiah 17 and 7 and 17 NLT. Don't you see what they are doing throughout the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? Yeah, see? So, you see how these guys are, man. You see exactly what they're doing in the streets. You see exactly what they're doing out there amongst our people. Teaching our people to do these things. I want to know where in the fuck the scriptures tell us to go out there and community build. Go out there and pick up garbage. Go out there and look good for the so-called white man, for Esau, Edom, them. Come on, man. Hit and miss again. But this is what comes from that leadership. Okay? So, community service, community building, picking up garbage, marching, etc. Your mind's not on the prophecies, man. You're teaching your men to do whack shit. Okay? And this is whack. This is all right. Cool. But, we're not here to do this, man. Community cleanup. IUIC Austin community cleanup. What the fuck? Foolishness, man. You know, this is some bugged out shit. But with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to Allah Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide. And a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified. Lord willing, to the next time. Abad Babal. Shalom.